Welcome to RCP Red Chair Podcast, Episode 7. I am currently on Mucinex. Oh, what is Mucinex? Hell if I know. All I know is that the box says 12 hours on it, and every time I take it, sure, my nose stops running, but I also get like a foggy brain. Is the audio even on? I don't hear anything on my headphones. I guess the only way to do this is check my YouTube channel live on air and see, oh my God, is this even, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? We all know what it is when I go live. When I go live, anything can happen. Let's click on Mario Mateo. Whoop, yep, I'm live. Yep, I hear my voice. But why isn't it filtering through my headphones? Well, maybe because this is haphazardly set up, and I don't know what I'm doing. As I state on all the episodes. I think these episodes get worse. If you watch, I started labeling them. Red Chair Podcast 1, 2, 3. We're on 7. But there's -1, -2, -3. And there might be even a -4. Those were just me testing the audio and the microphones and the cameras. I'm here. I just finished a weekend of Miami Grand Prix F1 rideshare, Ubering the F1. As I stated in my vlogs, I think only 2 of them are up. Well, I don't think. I know because I haven't edited the 3rd one. The F1 in Miami was noticeably, at least for me, a lot less busy, a lot less crowded, a lot less active for Uber than last year. Last year, the app wouldn't stop ringing. This year, it wouldn't stop ringing and Premier rides. I didn't even dare set, why is this cut off? I wouldn't even dare set the Comfort or Comfort Electric lower categories, and Uber X, not even thinking about it. Hold on, let me fix this. This is why I need you, Austin, to fix these things. No, I forgot what it is. Nope, that's not it. There's a way to expand. There we go. There we go. As you can tell, I'm still, I don't know if you could tell by my voice, but I'm still kind of getting off this. I believe it was Friday. Friday, I took a lovely lady and her friend from the W Hotel in Miami Beach to, where were they going? It was some fancy place. Komodo in Brickell. She was here for the F1, representing some kind of company, just corporate chick, 2 corporate chicks going out for dinner, probably paid for by whatever company they worked for. So they ordered a Premier ride. And this chick was sniffling back there and, you know, coughing and holding her nose and kind of like, you know, and I have tissues back there, but she was just like, I don't know, just every minute or so I would hear her sniffles. And I'm like, I know I'm going to get sick. This ride's going to. And you know what? Yesterday, I got an $8 tip, and it was her. So you know what? It was worth it. Actually, just being a little bit inconvenienced the next day with a running nose. I know you guys haven't seen tomorrow's vlog. Is kind of going to, if you don't like seeing shit shoved up people's noses and snot and people coughing and sneezing. Actually, I don't think I sneezed. I didn't film myself sneezing. I tried to limit the gross. But yeah, I was just a runny nose and working the last day of the F1, which was Sunday. It wasn't that bad. Miami Beach turned up late night. There was some kind of not directly related to the F1. Well, you know what? Just watch the vlog tomorrow. There was a party on Watson Island, and I got a little frustrated because getting there was a pain in the ass because they closed off the MacArthur. Why bother you with these little details? It doesn't matter. The video's not edited yet. It'll be up tomorrow. What is up today is Friday and Saturday. Just, my regular Uber vlogs. But this is not an Uber-related podcast or live stream. This is an opportunity for me to relax and kind of just wander off and talk about anything and everything that's on my mind. And throughout the week, now this is the innovation of this episode, is throughout the week I've been reminding myself of topics that I come up with when I drive. I feel like when I drive, ideas come to me more. Like, I don't know what it is about there's some kind of hypnotic effect of watching a road for multiple hours that your brain just kind of gets into a rhythm and you start thinking about things. It also happens when you take a crap, too. Like, is that the Rodin pose, the thinking man's pose? I feel that when I take a number 2 on the toilet. I'm one of those kids, I don't know why I started talking about this, but even as a little kid, I would take long craps. I don't know if anybody out there can identify with that, but I used to love sitting in the toilet. And this was before smartphones. I was a long crap taker before I had a little device in my pocket that showed me anything and everything that's going on in the world. Anything I could possibly imagine. Shit, even before ChatGPT, which I'm going to edit into yesterday's vlog because I had a few questions to ask ChatGPT. I love ChatGPT. It's going to take over the world. I use ChatGPT to divide the timestamps on my vlogs. I export the transcript from Premiere Pro, and I tell ChatGPT to analyze the transcript and provide me timestamps, and it's working out really good. I mean, just that alone, you imagine how much time it would take me. I mean, I guess not that much, but it does it very efficiently to go over, after I finished editing one of my hour-long vlogs, to go back and create and type out timestamps and write out subjects that I talk about throughout an entire hour-long vlog. How long that would take me. With ChatGPT, you just say, hey, this is what I want you to do. I'm going to upload a transcript. It's going to have timestamps. I want you to provide for me, at least 20 to 30 timestamps of general topics that are mentioned and corresponding with the things. And ChatGPT says, yes, Dave, we'll do that for you. And it spits it out. I copy and I paste it. And that's why all my Uber vlogs, well, not all of them, but ever since ChatGPT has been in my life, they've been categorized as such. And it's also helpful for search engine optimization, which I get all those people crowding my channel, telling me they love my channel. I think they're bots, or maybe some of them are real people, but I just don't trust it. They're like, I love your channel, but I can help you have it grow further. You're not taking advantage of SEO analytics and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm not trying to be Mr. Beast here. All right? I'm not trying to crack the YouTube code. If you like my channel, you like it. If you don't, I understand. There's so much information out there. I'm not going to pretend to be so encapsulating and intriguing to everybody, Mostly, Oh, here it is. I got a notification. We're live. All right, whatever. I'm going to talk about ChatGPT, but yeah, I use it just in this hobby of YouTubing that I started, 2-3 years ago, since after the pandemic, losing my job, relegated to DoorDash. I was a video editor, a photo editor for a major news organization. Some of you might know. Well, look, there's the little hand right there. You see it. I'm a Herald hero. I have that somewhere. Maybe I should bring that out. I got into video editing at the right time. And I did that. And once I lost my job, I felt like I needed to start doing it again. Because if you don't do something, you lose it. If you don't practice something, you lose it. And I was starting to lose it. And then I said, well, let me just film myself door dashing one afternoon, and then I'll have something to edit. I didn't know it was going to turn into this whole channel, and this is my personal YouTube channel. I didn't create a channel for rideshare or DoorDash delivery. I just started uploading on my personal channel, and it's doing all right. Some people started following me. Some people find me amusing. Some people do not. Some people, especially during the DoorDash days, why am I wearing headphones if I can't fucking hear anything coming out of it? I don't understand. Is it something that I'm not? Okay, I'm not going to get angry, because when you get angry live, it just breaks the flow. So this is why I need somebody there. I told my nephew Austin I want to sit him down and teach him how to work this OBS software so he can go in here and switch the channels. So look, why don't we switch to this one? This one's less boring, right? It's just me and a blue brick wall and a thing that says Interstate 40. What is Interstate 40? I don't know. I just thought it was a cool logo, cool design. No, it was something I created as an idea I had about your internet history, and I had a weird dream where it was called Interstate 40. Your Interstate 40 was your digital footprint on the internet, kind of like a highway. You know, that's how the internet was sold to people. I'm turning 46. Actually, pretty soon. In May is my birthday. The internet, my mother, bless her, when I was a young boy in Pasadena, California, we got a subscription to Time magazine. And let me see if I can find it. And I used to get Time magazine. This was before I even thought I would ever be into journalism or just work in it for half of my life. There was an issue of Time magazine. It must have been late 80s, early 90s. It was called The Information Superhighway. Are we ready for it? Well, newsflash, we're not ready for it. I can answer that. I wish I could go back in time. God damn it. Why hasn't somebody created a movie like that? Oh, wait, they have. Time magazine. Information Superhighway. It got sniffles, but I figured the Mucinex. By the way, okay. Before I show you this Time magazine cover, it's a powerful cover when I was a kid. Why did I call this Mucinex Monday? Okay, because I go to my mom's house today. I was gonna ride share. I was gonna go to at least do a few airport runs and maybe check out Brickell, Miami Beach. It's the day after F1. I know it's not going to be a busy day, but if when you see the vlog tomorrow, you'll see that it wasn't really fun driving people around and having to blow your nose between rides. So my mom gives me a Mucinex. Now she's given it to me before, and I don't know why I didn't think it was going to affect me, but Mucinex, it seems very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a harmless drug, right? It's not even a drug. It's Mucinex. You can get Mucinex at CVS. It's over the counter. It just helps you for your antihistamine or for coughing and runny nose. Just bro, Mucinex is the most powerful fucking pill you can ingest. I'm sensitive to it. For me, it's like I might as well be on fucking opium right now. Like my reaction time, like even just driving back to my house. My reaction time, especially when, as an Uber driver, you look at the road, but eventually you have to look at your phone and the map and the GPS. And my reaction time of my eyes to focus on the road and focus on my phone, it goes to shit when I'm on this Mucinex stuff, man. I mean, I feel like it's impairing my, not in a serious way, like I can get places, but it's just, you're not focused 100% on Mucinex. It's kind of one of the things that they don't talk about very often when everybody's talking about how marijuana should be legal and everything. No one mentions the fact that I don't want to be driving on I-95 is dangerous as it is by itself. Imagine with marijuana legal and available on any corner. I guess it already is. Those smoke vape shops sell legal THC, I heard, down here in Florida. That's why you see them on every fucking corner. You're like, how does the market support all these fucking vape shops? Well, apparently they're selling weed. I think, I don't know, some people would argue with me on this, and I see the point. I guess it depends on what you're used to. I think driving under the influence of marijuana is just as dangerous as driving drunk, if not more. All right. Here it is. Man, this cover blew my mind when I was a kid. Let me see if I can open it in Photoshop. All right. Somebody asked that, why do I put Interstate 40 there? What does that have to do with it? Interstate 40 doesn't even run in Florida. Well, it was a part of a dream I had and a concept that I was coming up with. Let me see. Okay. I see what I was trying to do there. All right, window capture. This is all stuff I have to teach Austin. There it is. Oh, I had it cropped wrong. Hold on. Now we go to transform, reset transform. Oh, but that's not the crop that I want. But when you adjust it here, you adjust it there too. It's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect, right? It doesn't need to be perfect, right? This is not a professional podcast. I do not have a crew of people working for me. It's just me in my sad little makeshift podcast studio with subpar equipment, a hard drive that's fried, a laptop that, thank you, Aunt Rosa, she gave me that she's not using. This is the information superhighway. Look at that. Coming soon to your TV screen. The info superhighway. And you see all those, I don't know if you could see that. Maybe we should, yeah. Coming soon to your TV screen. What was the Vancouver summit? All right, what does it say? Hold on, I'm blind because I'm an old man. But if I put my head over there, I cover the words that I'm trying to read. Great job, Mario. Let's just expand it even larger. Bringing a revolution in entertainment, news, and communication. And you see all these things. So look, The Firm was a big movie back then. And you see all these, and then you see it's going into the pupil of this eyeball here. Kind of a really interesting graphic design. And I remember this cover from when I was a kid. Ironically, I got into graphic design. I mean, it's dated. I mean, if you were to recreate this cover now, you'd have a lot more things available to you. I mean, what year was this? 1993. Okay, so I was already in Miami. Sorry, it wasn't California. But we had a subscription to Time magazine ever since I lived in California. And this is kind of what's going on right now. I mean, if you look at this, right, we are seeing some form of a highway or a scroll or a feed, and it's coming into our brains as through our eyes, as in this image here. It's kind of powerful. But at the time, 1993, this is kind of cheesy, right? This is cheesy. It's like, what do they mean? What are they talking about? Imagine a dude in 1993 who like thinks he's like up on it, like going like, what? What do they mean? What do you mean? How are all these? Why is there all these different images and movies and things, and why are they coming into your eyeball like that? Well, it's because we had no frame of reference of what was going to happen shortly after this. Well, not even shortly after this. 1993. When did Friendster come out? 2000. MySpace. Social media really didn't take off until 2009. So it's kind of a long time ago. But the idea of it being a highway, and I had a crazy dream, and I saw the number 40 in my dream, and that's why I have that sign that says Interstate 40. I designed it for my social media pages at the time. I had this theory of, it was actually kind of like an idea for a movie that I had. This is about 10 years ago. Wanted to call it Interstate 40. And it was, I can't remember a lot of the details of my idea, but it was a recurring theme of information and your imprint in this digital highway that could be traced by a society maybe from the future that was looking into the past. There were some time travel aspects to it. But basically, it's everything that's documented in the internet as it pertains to your personal life. So you could say my YouTube channel is a part of my Interstate 40. It's a part of my highway. Now, for somebody else, it might not be called Interstate 40. It might be called, I don't know, Interstate 5 or Roadway 10 or whatever, Downing Street, whatever. Mine is called Interstate 40. I hate that I'm like, I want to point this way. See, this is the way I'm looking at it. If I wanted to point at the 40, I would do this. But that's the opposite. You have to think the opposite. Okay, so whatever. It's not important. And I just always loved the sign. So I kept it on my podcast because this is a random-ass podcast. I do want to have guests. I have had guests. I've had two guests. I had Willie and I had Gaston I used to work with at the Herald. They sit on the red chair, which you could see right here. Is it time for me to go to the red chair? No. But anyways, that's why I have Interstate 40. It was just a stupid, convoluted mess, and this is what it is. Okay. What else do we want to talk about? I had notes. Oh, yeah. So, I talked about the... I was talking to my buddy Mike the other day about TikTok, because a lot of my friends are not on TikTok. My sister is not on TikTok. My friend is not on TikTok. And they're trying to ban TikTok. They tried to ban it, right? years and years ago when Trump was president, and now now they banned it when Biden was president. So it's not political, right? Some reason they're trying to ban this thing, right? The easy answer is, well, China's spying on all your information. China knows all the things. They're tracking you. Yeah, but so's Mark Zuckerberg and Google and everything else we use, and Apple and Microsoft. So, like, that's American company. You think they give a shit about you any more than China does? Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. Maybe we're just a resource to them. Maybe on our information superhighway, they own us. Right? Maybe they own our highways, filled with all the little things that we post so innocently. Oh, there's the Eiffel Tower. Oh, look, I'm at the F1. Oh, look, I'm an Uber driver. Oh, it sucks. The roads are paved badly. So, politics aside, whether it's China or whatever, or the United States that's spying on you, basically, tech companies own us, right? They own our information. They know everything about us. I think they want to ban TikTok because TikTok is doing a better job than the American-owned companies. Like, I had a passenger yesterday that we got into this subject, and it wasn't political. And I told him, I'm kind of against the TikTok ban because I kind of like TikTok. It does it the best out of all the social media apps. And the other thing that I think about TikTok, why it's dangerous, is because, and this is true of every social media when it first comes out, it's the only one that seems like it's fun still. It's fun to be on TikTok. It's fun to watch TikTok. It's also informative. It's also very local. Like, I get a lot of, I thought about broadcasting a TikTok scroll on this podcast, but it's dangerous, and I don't have a USB connector available to live stream my iPhone screen. But it's kind of dangerous because what if I get a call and then a phone number, and this is live, But, okay, where's my point? I get sidetracked too much. It's because I don't have a guest, so I'm constantly thinking about the next thing to say. So, TikTok has, in my opinion, TikTok for me provides me a lot of up-to-date news that I otherwise wouldn't be privy to on the other social channels, like Instagram or even Twitter, to be honest with you, or X. Oh, yeah, that's why we were talking about Elon Musk buying X. All right. I'm getting hot, and I have a soda right there that I want to grab so bad, and the AC's not running. These are all problems that you need not concern yourself with. I'm rambling and rambling. The other day, I go to Drudge Report all the time. Let's go to Drudge Report right now, actually. My mom just texted me. This would be on the live stream. Drink a lot of water. How do you feel? My mom is making sure that I'm not on Mucinex. Hold on. I feel okay. Period. Thank you. Okay. What was I talking about? I was about to pull something up. And now I'm going to watch this again. Live streaming is hard. Drudge Report. That's what I was talking about. Let's get rid of this internet superhighway bullshit. That never came of anything. The information superhighway. Who made that article? Where's Safari? Okay, there's no Safari. I can deal with that. My mom says I'll feel better tomorrow. Where is Safari? There is Safari. Let's grab Safari. Shall we? It's Safari time. I feel like Safari is... Oh, well, we could have done the information superhighway in Safari, too. All right. See, at this point, this is how ghetto this podcast is. At this point, see, instead of me moving myself like this digitally, I was going to move the camera. These are all things my nephew will be helping me do. Hopefully, maybe he'll be like, I don't want to help you, Theomaya. You're an old loser. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to help you on your stupid YouTube channel. And I would get that, because that's probably what I would say if one of my uncles or aunts wanted me to help them in when was I, 12 or 13? In 1992. If they asked me to help them with their basement radio show or whatever. Times change so quickly, man. All right, we're going to go to Drudge. This is another segment I kind of want to do. I want to do Drudge Report segment. Uh-oh. Do we have any porn tabs open? No. Whew. Thank God. The benefit of using your aunt's computer. Okay, Kim Kardashian at the Met Gala. Obscene. The looks. I want to talk about this too. Not the Met Gala specifically, because I haven't even... Okay, but that's a perfect example of why I like TikTok. Right? This is old. This is an old media format. I might as well be reading a newspaper right now. Right? Am I seeing this right? Okay, let me put the whole Safari. I imagine a future where I would get paid for this ad showing up on my live stream. Like, what if this live stream had 50 million people tuned in and I randomly showed this? Shouldn't I like boost up their sales? How are you going to monetize that? All right. All right. Scrolling Drudge Report. And by the way, I love Drudge. It's kind of on the downhill in recent years. But when I worked at the Herald, the Drudge Report was my go-to simple website for just being on top of any kind of breaking news or anything globally that was going on. The idea of, Huffington Post too, but it started later. Drudge was the first aggregate site. And the model still kind of works, but if you're just checking like what's going on in the world today, like Drudge will have it. Like if there's car bombing in freaking the middle of Times Square tonight, and it happens right away, it'll be in red text right here on Drudge Report within minutes of it happening. Like, it's a good source, right? But this idea that like, let me look at the Met Gala pictures and all the celebrity outfits, and I'm going to use my scroll wheel here like I'm cranking up a fucking phone from the 30s. This is how it feels compared to TikTok. Like, this action that I'm doing right now, and these photos, what I hated about traditional websites, these photos were never high res. You couldn't zoom into them. Like, what if I wanted to look at Doja Cat's feet or something? You just can't do it. Oh, that's not Doja Cat. That's Lala Anthony. All right. Ashley Graham. Okay, this is that plus-size chick. Okay. Nicole Kidman, like the princess she is. Like, this is scary, bro. It's like perfect, statuesque, aging woman. Anyways, my point is, This is all useless. And I'm clicking to look at things. Bro, I guarantee you right now, I don't even have to seek this out. If I go on my TikTok feed right now, I will see everything that I just took an absorbent amount of time scrolling and clicking through. And maybe I'm like interested in like, oh, I want to see more pictures of Nicole Kidman. So now I'm going to open up a new tab and I'm going to type in Nicole Kidman. And, you know, it just seems so archaic. TikTok is, I feel like 10 years ahead of the game. I open up TikTok, I'm going to scroll for 2 seconds, and I guarantee you I'll see Nicole Kidman or Kim Kardashian. I'll see a variety of things. Okay, Tucker Carlson, some chick with no hands eating a hamburger. Okay, Sebastian Maniscalco, big fan. Okay. I know it sucks. Okay, the F1 Miami, right? Some influencer chick who got invited to the F1 and is doing her hot little TikTok dance to Bad Bunny in a VIP. Okay, fine. Scroll. Some nostalgic porn. That's another thing that's popular on TikTok that I don't see done very well on Instagram. Nostalgia porn, where it's like they show you like the toy commercials and things of like what things that used to look, how things used to look at McDonald's and in 1980s and shit. McDonald's toys, like video games, like everything like from your generation. Like TikTok knows you so well, and it's like it provides you. Look at this, like this, This is Webster. So like it knows that I'm a 46-year-old man, and I have a memory of watching this TV show called Webster. I always liked this lady. The mom, she had a cool 80s haircut. And I'm scrolling through this with the little nostalgic music. It's just so good and so fast, and it's reaching me at a visceral level according to my age, according to my interests, according to news. Now, I haven't seen breaking news. I saw tornadoes the other day, and I did not even see those on Drudge Report. And I was interested in the tornadoes in Nebraska or whatever the hell they were. Okay, well, guarantee you, here it is. Boom. So here it is. Kim Kardashian and thing. So whatever viral moment is going to come of the Met Gala, TikTok is going to provide for me the most efficient route to my eyeballs. Oh, that's Tila. Okay, whatever. Tila was there too. That was a big moment, I guess. Kendall Jenner. Right? Still showing me Ferraris because it knows that I live in Miami and we just got through the F1 and I went through some F1 videos. Local girls from Miami talking about places they're going to. I've learned so much things. Look, I complain about fast food prices and the size. Right up my alley. This is just so captivating to me. Like I'm getting lost right now. And then, an ad. So they're eating everyone's lunch in the social media game. Here you go. Here we go. Anna Wintour, Jennifer Lopez, Natalie Portman. That was Matt Damon, Bad Bunny. Is this Emma Chamberlain? I love her. I had a dream last night. Emma Chamberlain and I were hooking up. That's weird, right? She was into me. I wasn't into her. I swear, it was a dream. Liam Hemsworth and his wife. But whatever. I just scrolled through pictures of the Met Gala on TikTok, and it was more efficient than this archaic method of going to Vogue.com. I just think Web 1.0 is dead, bro. It is dead. Dead, dead, dead. Oh, God. Was I showing things? I wasn't looking at the OBS while I was doing that. I just think that this format, we're going to go to www.vogue.com. Come here for all your special fucking interests in the fashion world. Like, you're dead. You're dead to me, Vogue. Okay, but it happens with breaking news, too. You know what it happened to me with? And I'm noticing that I'm going through these... And guys, remember, I work Uber every day. It's not like I'm on TikTok for a massive amount of time, right? I basically look at it before I go to bed and when I sit in the crapper. And I feel like I'm more updated on every event going on in the world. It could be news, too. It'd be those student protests in California. It showed me the up-to-date videos of those bonkers tornadoes that passed through Nebraska or whatever. Bro, those things were crazy. To the point where I was at Drudge Report trying to look for tornado videos, and I stopped myself because it was sending me to a Daily Mail link where I was redirected from one website to another website, Daily Mail, and then it had an internal video player that I pressed play on to look at the tornado video that was captured off the side of the road. But before that, it played an ad for fucking Claritin or whatever. And I just thought to myself, this is archaic. This is done. Like, I'm not going to go to dailymail.com and look at the fucking Claritin commercial before I see the viral video. I'm just going to go on TikTok. It will find me. I don't need to find the tornado video. The tornado video will find me. And it does. And as soon as I get on TikTok, I saw like 5 different badass tornado videos. One of them was from a dash cam of a car, and it showed this warehouse. And if I had prepared, I would show it here. Okay, but I'm not prepared. Okay, maybe when my nephew helps me out, I would be like, hey, I'm going to talk about tornado videos. Pull them up. But this is not the operation we're running here. We're running by the fucking seat of our pants here. Is that the right term? Flying by the seat of our pants. So, Web 1.0 is dead. I think Web 2.0 is dying. TikTok, for some reason, is on the cutting edge of information reaching people. And YouTube, don't get me wrong, YouTube Shorts definitely does a better job than Instagram Stories. Instagram gets a little scary, if you know what I mean. Like, the things it suggests to you, their algorithm, and I know that we have a lot to do with the algorithm, but sometimes it shows me things that it should not be showing me. A lot of OnlyFans models and weird things that it's like, there's no reason that this should be shown to me, but it's like inundated with it. I think they really need to crack down on that shit. That's the reason girls are like blowing their brains off and shit, because they're looking at Instagram and they're presenting all these like beautiful models and movie stars and like rich kids, and kids are feeling bad when they see that shit. And not that it doesn't happen on TikTok, but I feel like it happens like it knows me better. If I go on Instagram right now, it's not going to show me the things I'm interested in as much as TikTok is. Okay, I'm rambling too much about it. So they banned it. They banned it. But I think they banned it because there's a digital war over our brains that is going on in real time. And it's scary. It's scary. It's a scary place. It's a scary place. Like that this is all white. Let's go back to the... All right. All right, I didn't feel like going all that hard on TikTok. I really didn't set out to make this a TikTok video, but I guess I just went on a little tirade there. The other thing in the podcast world that I've been looking at, or that's people are talking about, even my little nephew was watching the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. That's also some Rick Ross got involved. Rick Ross was talking shit about Drake and shit. And I like Rick Ross. And I like rap. I grew up with hip hop in the West Coast. You know, I was one of those kids that was trying to buy an Ice Cube CD. And my mom saw the sticker and she didn't buy it for me. So we had to trade tapes and stuff with our friends at school. Like, it wasn't like Apple Music where you just had access to every single song that was released that's been published. It was a lot harder to get your hands on, and especially in the 80s and 90s. When I was a little boy, that music was not in the mainstream. It definitely was not a thing that was in your pocket, ready to be consumed at a moment's notice. You had to seek it out. I remember, I'm still friends with him on Instagram, a guy I was friends with in Pasadena when the Beastie Boys CD, it wasn't a CD, it was a tape, Licensed to Ill. And before that, I think it was the Fat Boys and Run DMC. I remember, like, that was like, we traded that in the streets at school and stuff. Like, oh, you don't have this, you don't have this. And, you know, we'd beg our parents for a radio set. And then when NWA came out, and the gangster rap thing became so huge, I just remember that there became a point in time where, as a kid, you wouldn't play that. You're not going to play "Fuck the Police" blasting as a freaking 8-year-old or whatever 10-year-old in your room while your parents are in the other room listening. Like, you had to, like, secretly do it. You know, you had to, like, get it, or maybe get headphones. You know, a Walkman. You weren't listening to the stuff out in the open. And then I see all these videos of the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and where hip hop has gone since those early days. The hip hop beef, the diss track. You know, when Ice Cube split from NWA and made No Vaseline, I remember those days. It's a part of the culture, but I just feel like the Drake and Kendrick thing just seems so like, I think it's the death of hip hop. I think we're witnessing hip hop, rap, that they like to say culture. It's gotten so mainstream that this feels so, especially in these times when we're struggling so much. People can't afford groceries. There's wars going on in the Middle East. We're sending money to Ukraine to continue a war over there. And then we're opening our phones and going, oh, Drake got him. Oh, Kendrick Lamar, he's the GOAT. Oh, bro, he's got owned. And it's like, really? How old is Drake? How old is Drake? Drake's 37. How old is Kendrick Lamar? 36. Okay, guys, I remember being 36. I remember being 37. I hate to break the news to everybody, but these are two men pushing 40 who are grabbing your attention on some stupid, like, and they're millionaires, right? There's no disputing that. These are two millionaire men in their 40s that are manufacturing some kind of beef that I'm supposed to care about when I'm barely able to afford groceries or pay my light bill, and I'm working all fucking day driving these people to fucking F1 parties and events and shit, and I'm supposed to give a shit about what Kendrick Lamar thinks about Drake and what Drake thinks about Kendrick Lamar. And I watched you know who I'm a fan of? I watch Vlad TV. I watch Vlad TV a lot, his interviews. Some of them are funny, like the Boosie ones. Some of them are, he interviews a lot of guys from my generation, like when he interviewed MC Search. I mean, I watched that entire vlog because I remember Third Base. That was around the time of Vanilla Ice when they were making fun of Vanilla Ice, and I was living in fucking Los Angeles, California when all that shit was going down. And I was a Third Base fan, and I was involved in this culture. And he was interviewing MC Search from Third Base, and it was just enthralling to hear all these stories about the Ghetto Boys. That's another one that I was a big fan of when I was a kid. No one's listening to the fucking Ghetto Boys with their fucking parents in the next room. Like, it's crazy. Tim Dog, that was a big one that I used to turn down. Tim Dog, when he had that diss track with NWA, Fuck Compton. That was, to me, I know I'm an old man, but as you could tell, so are these fuckers. Like Drake and Kendrick. Like, why do you give a shit? Why do you give a shit? Like, that's hip hop beefs. That's something like I cared about when I was like 12, or like I was slightly amused by. I'm not starting new hip hop beefs. Like, guys, we're living in in the real world here. This isn't 1992 anymore. I don't know. My idea. Vlad, the guy from Vlad TV, he was on the Breakfast Club, and this was around the time when the Israel was attacked, and he said something kind of pertinent, and I kind of agree with it. And he's like, Drake is Jewish and DJ Khaled is Palestinian, yet you go to their Instagram, you go to their Twitter, and they're acting like none of this shit is happening. Like, nothing is. They're not putting out any statements. They're not putting any support behind solidarity behind any side. They're being very careful about how they're represented in this information superhighway that's being directed into our eyeballs, right, on a day-to-day basis. I could see it just like that. Where do I go? I should just keep this on here. There it is. There it is. There's the information superhighway. And nowhere on that information by a 37-year-old man is he talking about anything that's really affecting your day-to-day life. He's just putting out a diss track saying, I'm the best rapper. No, you're not the best rapper. I'm the best rapper. It just seems so infantile to me. It seems like something that I seen when I was a little kid, and like, really, we're still doing this? And the other thing that I saw, KRS-One. I use KRS-One all the time because I use that sound bite of him in that song that I love, Love's Gonna Get Ya. And he says, it's about, it's a tale about him becoming involved in drug dealing and the streets in New York where he's from, Bronx. I'm in Boogie Down Productions, wherever they're from. And there's a line in it that I use on my vlogs because he goes, I make about a G a week. Fuck school. And that's what I try to do with Uber. I try to make a G a week, a grand a week. So I use that clip whenever uh, uh, I uh, I talk about my weekly earnings. I pull about a G a week. Fuck school. KRS-One was interviewed somewhere, and he said he was not going to some big celebration of hip hop. Like it was like the 50th anniversary of hip hop. And he had a speech. Like I said, if I was more prepared, you can look it up. Just look up KRS-One 50th year of hip hop anniversary. How he's not attending or whatever. And this is KRS-One is one of the seminal figures in the evolution of this art form of this music. And I respect that. I respect that. He says, I forget. He was like, I'm not going there. I'm not being a part of this. This hip hop is something completely different. It's gone completely mainstream, and it's dead. I think it's dying. I still like it. I still enjoy it when I listen to a Future song or who else am I? What have I been listening? I don't want to get copyright struck, but I've been listening to some new hip hop that's good. I mean, a lot of the girls are taking off now, like Doja Cat, and it started with what's her name? Nicki and Minaj, Ice Spice, Lotto, Saweetie. Saweetie had her own McDonald's meal. I just general musings how like just hip hop's dead. It's just music, guys. It's just music. Don't take it so seriously. It's just something to bump your head out when you're in the club. Maybe back then it had something to do with social reform and it was the music of the gutter, it was the music of the ghetto. But it's not that anymore. These are two millionaires bickering while the real world is passing us by. So that's what I have to say about the and I get it. It's content. I don't even know if it's real. Like at this point, do you believe anything that you hear or read in media? Like, how do you know this is not just fabricated? Like, oh, this is like a thing to distract you. Just distract you. My sister told me that the thing is like they think that this is going on to take eyeballs away from the thing that's going on with P. Diddy. Whatever. It's just not important. It's just not important to the majority of people that are consuming the content. It's really not that important. All right, I'm going to take a slight break because I'm hot. I want to drink my soda. So I don't even know how long I've been going on this thing. Let me talk amongst yourselves. All right, I'm back. I decided to put the green shirt on. Floating head time. Floating head time. Got these USB thumb drives. Why did I want to talk about USB thumb drives? I don't understand. Oh, I was watching. Been watching. Does anybody notice that Jerry Seinfeld has been on like the podcast circuit lately, promoting that that movie, Unfrosted, about the Pop-Tart? I haven't been paying attention to the chat guy. Yeah, I am sick. Yeah, people are commenting. I'm sorry that I'm not responding to the chat. Okay, I just can't. I'm barely able to function right now. Like the Mucinex really has me. Like I feel like I'm high. I honestly feel like I'm high. You know? Like I'm drowsy. I feel drowsy. Like when I got up after I was at my mom's house, when I got up, I was like dizzy. I was like I couldn't walk. And so I am I'm kind of loopy, guys. I'm loopy. You know? I stopped drinking over 2 years ago. So I have not been intoxicated for a long time. So any little, like I took a Tylenol the other day. 1 Tylenol. The recommended dosage is 2 when you get a headache. Adults of my size and weight take 2 Tylenol when they get a headache. If I take 1 Tylenol, it's like taking an Ambien. I'm lights out. I don't know. I'm sensitive to pills. I'm sensitive to pills. Jerry Seinfeld. Kind of inundated. I'll watch all these. Well, we're going to go through my YouTube history here. Even if it's embarrassing. Whatever. Let me make my head bigger. Right? Floating head time. This looks so ghetto. It's funny. I found this interesting. Oh, wait. Tell me if you... Well, I guess I'm not paying attention to the chat. I didn't know this about drag race cars. I'm not sure if you're hearing that audio. But if you're not, the tires on these cars... the tires on these cars... Where's the best place to put my head when I'm talking about shit? Yeah, probably there. The tires on these cars are like not filled the whole way, and it kind of makes sense to me. It kind of makes sense to me because they spin around so fast that the centrifugal force expands them, and that's kind of nutty. It's something you don't know. You learn something new every day, right? So that's kind of educational to some degree. Jerry Seinfeld. I started watching the Unfrosted movie. And it has funny moments in it. I like the oh look. Oh, it doesn't show it. Look at that. Look at that. Does this show on the live stream? Am I going to get flagged for this? I don't think it'll show it, right? Yeah, it goes black. Okay. Well, whatever. Let me stop it. I don't want this thing demonetized. Yeah, isn't that crazy? How much money did Netflix pay for that? For that technology where it knows that my computer is streaming the desktop, so it shuts off the Netflix, because otherwise then like what's stopping from people from just broadcasting an entire Netflix movie on this channel, you know? So anyways, we're not doing that. Do not fucking demonetize me or block me or fucking take me off the air. like we're at the mercy of these YouTube gods, bro. Please don't, please, sir, please don't demonetize me. I'm not sure if the desktop audio is, so I'm just going to keep it at half the audio for all the videos I play. If you don't hear them, I guess it's not that important. You can check them out later. I respect Jerry Seinfeld as a comedian. I mean, he's one of the GOATs. I mean, the years that I spent doing stand-up comedy, he was somebody I looked at. Just the economy of words. He was a clean comic. I respected that a lot. And I still find him fascinating as a person, as a comedian, as a writer. This one with him and Bill Maher was interesting. Bill Maher had a bunch of old newspaper clippings and stuff like that. Willie's texting me. Look at all the podcasts Jerry Seinfeld did this week. Well, let me see. Let me make sure that this is all right. Here we go. Look at all the podcasts Jerry Seinfeld did this week. By the way, I listened to most of these while I was, between rides doing Uber. I only would pause it. I'll only pause it when somebody wants to have a conversation. Which for the most part, most people just want you to drive them. Don't bother them. It's fine. The Neil Brennan one. Oh, Joe Rogan had this. This was also fascinating too, and it kind of ties into Unfrosted. I wonder if this is related. There's a character played by Melissa McCarthy in Unfrosted, and I think she works for NASA or something. And there's a weird scene. There's a weird scene in the movie where they question the moon landing in Unfrosted, because it all takes place in around that time period in the 60s and stuff. And I'm recalling it, but Jerry's like, "You guys aren't really going to the moon, right?" Because this was like before. This is like 9 years before. This is early 60s. We went to the moon in 69, or they say we went to the moon. I'm not purporting that conspiracy, but this Joe Rogan had this lead guy, this Sibrel guy. What is it? What's his name? Sibrel. Yeah, Bart Sibrel, who's like the lead proponent of the moon landing was a hoax. So I went into the rabbit hole and I looked at some of the footage here of this is Apollo 14. And, people have conspiracies about whether this flag, is it waving? Is there no wind on the moon? I don't know. You can go down the rabbit hole. It's always fascinated me, but not because I honestly question it. But it's fun to think about. It's fun to think about, did they fake this? There was a lot of shady shit going on in that time period. Did you believe everything? Look what's going on now. Do you believe everything the government's doing now? I understand it. I believe we went to the moon, and I know that there is, vast amounts of proof and evidence, and it would be impossible for everybody to be in on that huge conspiracy. But I feel like it's interesting to see and talk about. And I just found it weird that in that Jerry Seinfeld Unfrosted movie that there's a scene where they kind of joke about it in such a mainstream product with arguably one of the greatest comedians, stand-up comedians of all time, that they would even toy around with such a crazy premise. I also saw this movie with these two beautiful people. Sydney Sweeney, she's so hot. I never watched Euphoria, so I didn't know who she was when I discovered her on fucking where did I discover her? I don't know, some red carpet photos or Instagram or whatever. People were talking about her for some reason. She was probably trending on TikTok at some point. And this guy, and not to say, okay, look. Movies are dead. Let's just say it. It's over. Movies that you see in the theater, I regret not seeing Oppenheimer in IMAX. I was already planning to buy my ticket or whatever when it was out. Um, I like going to the movies. I want to go to the movies again. It's something that I think we lost during the pandemic, and um, nobody looked back. And it's such a valuable experience of growing up. Like, I remember, when you talk to your friends. This was a sad interview. Dan Rather is so old. All right, look who's there. Big face. Portnoy. Let's see. Tim Dillon. This guy's the GOAT, dude. Tim Dillon can go off and rant. Sometimes I laugh out loud when you got to be careful with Tim Dillon podcasts and rideshare, bro. I hate when something is so funny and I have somebody in the back seat and I can't help myself but chuckle. And then they're like, "Oh, what's so funny?" And like, it's just I don't want to explain what I'm listening to. Or in a way, I think that the customer probably doesn't like the idea that you're listening to a podcast while you're driving them somewhere. But I am. Charlemagne, the Breakfast, not Breakfast Club, Brilliant Idiots. This was an interesting podcast. Amber Rose. Has anybody thought about Amber Rose at all in the last 10 years? I know I haven't, but I mean, I remember who she was. She was that really hot girl with the shaved head that dated Kanye West when Kanye West was at arguably his peak or whatever, or before Kardashians. Pre-Kardashians, Kanye girlfriend. And this guy, Jeff Wittick, has a podcast, Jeff FM. I kind of like it. And they knew each other. There was a lot of inside baseball about Miami nightlife from, 11, 12 years ago. They talk about how she was doing club appearances in South Beach. And it was an interesting podcast. And you know what? Amber Rose is very well-spoken young lady. She's a mother. And I found this podcast to be kind of interesting, And it's funny how they, these people know what they're doing. See how they, so they'll have a podcast. Let's float my head somewhere else. Where can I float my head? So they'll have a podcast, and then obviously you see here they'll clip it, which I wanted to do with some of the ones that I've done already. And they do these little word plays. And it's because they're talking about that moment with Taylor Swift and Kanye. And apparently she's the one that suggested you should go on the red carpet with the Hennessy bottle. I'm not sure if this is even if I got the levels right for the microphone, so bear with me. I don't know if you're getting any audio or if the audio is muffling my audio, but whatever. I'll figure all this out at another time. I don't have the resources or the time to do it now. I'm barely running a YouTube channel, people. I'm barely running a YouTube channel. So that was an interesting podcast. The Unfrosted movie, it got a little boring. It got a little boring halfway through. I still haven't finished it. But the pacing of these Netflix movies, Unfrosted and the other one, with the hot girl from Euphoria, what was it called? Anyone But You. You get two beautiful people. The premise is they get invited to a wedding in Sydney, Australia. Beautiful shots of Sydney, Australia. And they have to pretend to be in love with each other because whatever. The premise isn't important, but I was watching it and it's so I'm going to have a hard time explaining this. It was so far-fetched of an idea for a movie. it was almost like have not porn. Like, oh my God, look at these beautiful people on a boat in this lavish setting in Sydney, Australia. Everything's perfect. It just felt, it's so far removed from, it's like watching a movie about the 1%, like how they live their life. Like, it's so, it's so far-fetched of a world that it almost seemed abstract to me. Like, do people, who's identifying with this movie? Who's, I'm not formulating this thought correctly. Maybe if I thought about this while I was watching it, maybe if I had filmed this a little closer to my time seeing it, my thoughts would be a little bit more cohesive. But basically, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie for the bubblegum that it was. It's just, I want to watch a well-lit, well-produced movie with beautiful young people and eccentric characters having fun and making jokes. There was a hot Australian model in it I started following on Instagram. If that movie did anything, I started following a hot Australian model who was his ex-girlfriend, was the antagonist female character of the film. The other movie that I saw in the last couple of weeks was the Holdovers. Now that was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. It was the guy, Alexander Payne, the guy who directed Election, Sideways, About Schmidt, and what was the other one that he did that was really good? Oh, with George Clooney, The Descendants. That guy is such. I meant to watch this vlog too. I didn't start this Emma Chamberlain Fashion Week vlog. I quite like her and her personality and her vlog style. I really do enjoy this woman's content. And I had a weird dream with her last night. And like I said, she was like into me. Which is kind of creepy. If I had this, oh wait, I do have the susso-meter. Oh, hold on. Can we do the susso-meter? Live stream susso-meter. Why is she in her underwear? I have not watched this vlog. I did not plan this. As a matter of fact, let's go to a different part of the vlog. Where's the susso-meter? I don't have it. Whatever. That's what I need my nephew for. He's going to figure all this out. The susso-meter goes out. Anyways, I enjoy this woman's content. She's kind of just being herself. And I quite enjoy it. What else have we got here? Oh, yeah, so the moon landing guy. Joe Rogan. Somebody ended up. Where's the official Joe Rogan? This is hilarious. I wish somebody would do this on my channel. Okay, here it is. This is the original Joe Rogan experience. The comments on this podcast are hilarious. They're hilarious. Joe Rogan says, "Steel man," like 17 different times. And the guest, Bart Sibrel, somebody put timestamps on it. This is the GOAT. This is the GOAT comment. I wish this guy had a website I could check out. Because he mentions all these videos that he has at Sibrel.com. And then another guy one-ups that comment and puts timestamps. This is a 3-hour podcast. And where is it? Where is it? Willie's calling me. Hello? No, I'm not done. What do you Hold on. Willie, say hi. You're live, Willie. Don't do anything crazy.
There you go.
Oh, Willie's a Trumper. Oh, oh, you're seeing me. You're seeing the real me in blue. Hold on, bro. Can you hear the videos that I'm playing? Like the videos that I'm playing, can you hear Joe Rogan talking right now? You can hear Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan is muted? Completely muted. Okay, what about now? Oh, you're talking to future Mario? Bro, I don't think I have the audio on for my desktop. It says desktop audio, and it's muted?
As you mentioned,
how about that? How about now?
Robert
Hold
McNamara, before he died.
All right, this is not going to work out.
Said that the Gulf of Tonkin incident, the Pearl Harbor incident that got America behind the Vietnam War.
I wish there was a way to FaceTime you in this thing. Maybe there is on
Congress
I could
passed
pull
a
you
law,
up.
The Gulf of Tonkin resolution that led to the death of 3 million
hold on,
people
bro.
and
So none of the videos that I'm playing have any audio to them?
So,
like none of the videos that I played.
The federal government is willing to kill their own duly elected president.
Now it's
they're
low.
Willing to needlessly kill 58,220 of their own soldiers. I don't think they have a problem faking an image of the moon on television. The problem is it's a positive.
I don't know. Some guy put because this guy says. This guy says you can go to Sibrel.com and check out all the videos, and some guy time-stamped every time he said that, and it's like 17 different times, bro.
And
I can't find the comment now. Damn it.
And I come
Whatever.
along and say, wake up and smell the manure. Some people are like,
yeah, no, I don't have the chat window open because
America has gotten bad, but at least we went to the moon. And people need to realize
I don't have the chat window open because I don't know. I just did this spur of the moment. I didn't really plan it, but I'm probably gonna end it. How long have I been going? Okay. Yeah, I went to the opening of it. Yeah. Hold on, but maybe they can hear you.
I don't think they can hear me.
Yeah, well, I'm putting the phone to the microphone. Nothing, bro. I forgot what I was going to talk about, but whatever. I went on long rants. So this must be weird to you. You're hearing future Mario and past Mario at the same time. We're in the Matrix, bro. All right, bro. Let me wrap this up, and I'll call you later. Later, bro. That was my buddy Willie. You can check out Willie's episode on this thing. So, okay, I guess I should plan this out better. I thought I was hesitant that you weren't hearing the audio of the YouTube videos that I'm playing, but I guess I had it turned down quite a bit. I don't know. What else? What The Holdovers was a good movie with Paul Giamatti and this kid. It just reminded me. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about movies. That movie reminded me of like real movies that you would see in the theaters. It reminded me of old movies. It takes place in the 70s. The actress from it won Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars. This is.
You just earned yourself a detention, sir.
It was really well done, and it felt like I think it was shot on film, and it actually felt like watching a movie.
Sir, I don't understand.
Like that's glaring from when I was a kid.
I can't fail this class.
Oh, don't sell yourself
Not even
short,
when I
Mr.
was a
Coates.
kid. You know, it's
believe
funny,
that
like post-pandemic.
Every year at Barton
how
Academy,
we refer to everything.
students, faculty, and staff
Like it wasn't that
depart
long
the
ago
campus for
that
a
movies were
2-week
still a
winter
major
break.
part
But
of
there are
society, and
always
people
an
would go to
unfortunate
the
few
theaters.
who
But
have
I
nowhere
feel
to
like
go
it's
for the
done,
holidays.
man.
They're
like
known
everybody
as
watches
the
Netflix on their
holdovers.
computers,
Mr. Hunt.
and I feel like my
you got stuck
attention
with
span
babysitting duty
for
this year.
such a
How'd you
movie
manage
like
that?
this,
You
that's
know, he
kind
used
of
to be a
like
student,
long
right?
and
That's
drags
why he
out.
knows how to inflict maximum pain on us.
It's not even that long. It's just it's a
all the
well-paced
Nazis were hiding
movie.
in
If you're-
Argentina.
all you're doing is focusing on the movie, but we're such a
You just
generation
earned
of the
yourself a
TikTok.
detention, sir.
After I sang TikTok phrases, now I'm gonna shit.
Bitch,
But we
that's
just have
another
such a
detention.
short form.
Want to be babysitting you? No, I was praying your mother
Attention
would pick up the
span.
phone, or your father would arrive in a helicopter or a flying saucer. My father's dead.
Yeah, and you can hear it, but is it loud?
You don't
How
tell
loud
a
is
boy
it?
that's been left behind
maybe-
at Christmas that nobody wants him? What's
Because I can
wrong
hear
with
it if I
you?
put headphones on.
There's nobody
Whatever.
here, okay? You stay out of my way, and I'll stay out of yours.
This kid is a great actor. You know, it's funny.
And most of the kids dislike you, pretty much hate you.
That
Teachers
kid
do.
nailed this
You know
movie.
that, right?
I find the world a bitter and
Like
complicated
you're an annoying
place,
guy at the
and
movie.
it seems to feel the same way about me. I think you and I have this in common.
This kid, I don't know. This kid came out of nowhere. I don't know his name. I looked him up. This kid did a really good job. I never seen him on anything else before, but I definitely recommend the movie. But even a movie like this, and maybe it's just because of my hectic rideshare schedule, even a movie like this, I probably watched this movie in threes. Like I watched the first third, then I watched the second third, and then I watched the ending part. I basically, and I feel like I'm doing that not only to good movies, but even bad movies. Like Unfrosted, I'm halfway done with. And I'm probably going to finish it, maybe not tonight, but at some point. And I feel like that availability that we have to do that has ruined cinema and going to the movies. Where, I remember seeing when you talk to your friends, guys my age, when you talk to your friends about going to the movies as a kid, it was such a special thing. Where like you were anticipating it. Like I saw Back to the Future 2 in the theaters. Like I saw that movie in the theaters. That was like you took pride in saying that. Like I was there first. I saw it in the theaters. And I can almost recall how powerful that is. If you name any movie that I've seen, I could tell you whether I saw that in the theaters or not, whether I saw it on pay-per-view. That was another generation, right? Whether I saw it on VHS for the first time, or whether I saw it. Now, this was personally one of my favorite eras of analyzing movies, the DVD era. Not Blu-ray, the DVD era. The DVD era was such a special time, I think, in my life and my friend's life as far as discovering movies, discovering directors, discovering the process of making movies because of the DVD commentary. Whew, man. DVD commentaries. Talk about a lost art form. Boy, I wish, I know the guys from Red Letter Media do this. They have their own commentary tracks. And believe it or not, I had that idea like a long time ago. I was like, I wish there was a way that I could listen. Like, I don't want to just listen to the director of the movie's take or the actors in the movie's take. I wish that I could have a completely different person's perspective about a certain movie. And I think those guys at Red Letter Media do that. They have, like, you can download them talking over Ghostbusters, the first one, and all you have to do is time the DVD to play at a certain time and then put their audio, and you'll listen to them in real time watching Ghostbusters with you. I thought that was a great idea. I guess it didn't take off because I don't know how popular that is to do that. There's a few movies that I would like to do that with, to show you the movie and maybe not have my face on it, but just talk over it like a commentary track. I discovered so many directors that way. One of my favorite DVD commentaries from the 90s was, late 90s, early 2000s, David Fincher and Edward Norton talking over Fight Club. Classic. I almost want to do that now. Like, I almost want to rewatch Fight Club with the director and actor commentary. I remember that being so cool to me. And now it's kind of like, it's irrelevant now because, well, let's do it. Like right now, we can type in YouTube Fight Club movie review. And I'm sure there are plenty of people kind of my age, right? My generation, with the little backdrop of all the DVDs on the wall, the physical media guys. There was something special about this era. And I'm sure I can go on a loop. The author of the book, Fight Club. I listened to this while it was happening. This was a great era of Joe Rogan podcast. The philosophy of Fight Club. Like, I saw Fight Club in the theaters. Actually, I saw it here on Sunset Place, right here in South Miami. Fucked me up. I thought it was weird, but it was brilliant. At the end, when the buildings crumble down and the Pixies play, I left that theater and like my mind was blown. Where is my mind? Right? And I couldn't, when this movie came out in 1999, I couldn't go home that day and type in Fight Club movie explanation and see a summary like this.
A lonely insomniac
so beautifully edited and
throughout the movie starts
and
to
done.
attend support groups for people with
Right?
serious
Like,
illnesses.
look
Our narrator does
You don't
so
need to
with
watch
a
Fight
fake
Club.
identity, as he can
Just
cry
watch
his
these
heart out and
4
later
minutes
sleep like a
of
newborn
Fight Club,
baby.
and we'll explain
It is
to
here
you
where
all
he
the
befriends
themes and all
Marla
the
Singer,
notions
who
and
also has been faking
concepts
her
and
way
the-
into support groups. One
subliminal
day on a flight home
adverts
from
and
a business
what
trip,
great
the
movie.
narrator
Even just watching this without the audio, I'm not listening to it. This is a great movie. But I didn't have access to all this information pointing in my eyeball, right? So when DVDs came out and I got the Fight Club DVD with the director explaining the process of making the movie, you would notice some directors would, Willie's calling me again. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, okay. Okay, I'll do it. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll do a Q&A. I'll do Q&A before I go. All right. So, I'll open up the chat and I'll read. I'll do it from the other side because the laptop screen that I'm looking at is so small. That's why I'm like doing this. So I didn't have. Look at all this shit, bro. I could spend more time than I've ever spent watching Fight Club, watching people talk about Fight Club on YouTube, and have different perspectives on the meaning and everything. But in the early 2000s, when you saw the director talk about it, it was something special and it was new. It was fucking new. It was like, I loved movies, but I never got an inside perspective on how it was making it, the themes about the movie.
feminine.
Another Paul Thomas Anderson, Magnolia. That was another one of my favorites. When the frog started to rain, I saw that movie in Sunset Place too. I actually watched a lot of movies in Sunset Place. That's why I think when you look at my vlogs, sometimes in my vlogs when I drive by Sunset Place and I see that it's like dying and it's like dead. It's like a ghost town mall, and they're gonna and like 85% of the stores there are closed, and I think the movies are still open there. When I see how dilapidated that mall and that Cineplex is, it kind of saddens me because it makes me think of a bygone era of, moments in time that, that movie Magnolia, it was another movie I walked out of that theater going like, what the hell just happened there? It was a movie about this weird guy who's dying and his family and his long-lost son, and Tom Cruise is in it, and Julianne Moore and William H. Macy, and that deserves a rewatching. His dad's dying, and in the middle of the fucking in the end of the movie, it inexplicably starts raining frogs. And then when that DVD commentary came out, that was something special too. Boogie Nights was also the same director. But now it's like it feels like a little saturated, right? Like we don't do, how I mean how deep into the rabbit hole do we want to go in on all these things, especially from a movie that's now 25 years old? Oh shit, Fight Club's going to have its 25th anniversary soon. All right. Well, anyways, let me open up the chat. I'll go to the other side. All right, hold on. That's weird. Where's the chat window? Oh wait, I need a microphone. Testing 1 2. Can you hear me? I think this microphone's on too. Let's see. Live chat. Okay. Bear with me, guys. This is not second nature to me. Like, oh, let's just pop up the chat window right here perfectly, and I'm ready for your questions. No, that's not how this works right now. I used to have it here on... maybe... Is it better to open the YouTube chat, or... Okay. Top chat. Live chat. Why is it? Just pop it up. Pop it up. Pop it. Pop it. Okay. Oh, okay. It's showing there. All right, how do we do this, guys? Do I... yeah, the silver play button. Only 98,000... Wait, no. 97,870 something more to go. All right. Yeah, I understand. Should I enter it? Okay. Okay. Where are the questions? Willie said you had questions. am I moving this one? It's easier to move the camera. Fuck. All right. Mario, are you keeping... why isn't it... Mario, are you keeping the Tesla during the slow season? Well, it doesn't look like I have much of a choice. I can't use my Kia because it is not safe. So I'm going to have to pull through. It's not going to be easy. And also, in June, I don't know if you guys know, but I have my hip surgery, which is going to mean that I have to turn in that Tesla like June 4th. I can't do Uber for at least 2 weeks while I recover from hip surgery. So who knows what's going to happen? I don't know if maybe I shouldn't have said this to my mom, but I'm like, are you ready to I mean, this is a major surgery. Like, anything can happen. I might not make it. Like, people die of the anesthesia. I'm going in for my blood work on May 17th to see how they're going to knock me out. So, all right. So I'm going to keep it, even if it means that I'm going to be making significantly less money. I'm going to have to try to make it work. I'm going to work early. I'm going to work nights and, try to secure it. I mean, even if I'm making $700 a week instead of $1,000. Maybe some slow weeks I only make $600. It's going to get bad. But, we'll figure it out. What else? How do you really feel about BBLs? Daryl in Vegas. It's kind of gross. I don't know. What did I say about it on the vlog? Was that Friday? I lose track of when I said things. Like especially when I go over my vlogs to look. Like if I try to find something in a vlog, I'm like, when did I say that? Or when did I go there? It used to happen in the DoorDash days too. Like I was like, when did I go to that restaurant? And then I would scroll through my channel, and it's so difficult to pinpoint where. Like something I did 6 months ago feels like I said it only 2 weeks ago, or vice versa. It's really weird. It's a weird it's a weird thing putting your day-to-day life on the internet. It's strange. And I'm not sure I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I have to think about it. But no, I think BBLs are kind of gross, and those chicks, and you know what? The worst part, I didn't mention this, is that it kind of smelled clinical in my Tesla. And then these two chicks with their asses faced towards me, sitting doggy style in my back seat, and it smelled like a hospital. Like they had just gotten them done, bro. Like, it's gross, bro. And like, I don't want to get vulgar here, but like, how does that feel like when you're with a woman that's got that injected in her? What even is that? Is it like a bag? Is it hard? How does it feel? It's gross, bro. Am I gay or straight? Well, I'm straight, but I listen to LGBTQ radio. They have good music. I explain it. Watch my Wilton Manors video.
I enjoy that station. And to be honest, that station, if you listen to it, it's not that gay. It throws in gay songs every now and again. For the most part, it's just a great top 40 hits of all time. Because they'll play like Rihanna songs that were popular like 10, 14 years ago. But they're still bangers. They're still great songs. Like, what's that Rihanna song? We found love in a da-da-da. That's just a great vibe, great song in your car. It's perfect for a ride share. It's a good vibe. I really like the station. I listen to it so much that like I almost know all the songs that they play. And yeah, I'm Cuban. Yeah, I'm Cuban. Que vola bandido. Sus meter broke. The sus meter's here, but where is the sus meter? Where's the sus? Oh, here's the sus meter. I guess I have to do this. There it is. I need to use it more. I didn't use it a lot during the F1. I used it a couple times. All right. No other question. How many people are listening to this thing? I don't know. I wanna. I don't know. I'd like to make these a little bit like. I like to set a schedule for these and have maybe things a little bit better prepared. Sometimes I have just random thoughts that I'm like, oh, I want to talk about this, and then if you wait too long, like your idea of what you wanted to say goes away. All right, guys. I think that, I don't know. No one's asking questions, Willie. So, like, I don't know who was asking questions. I'm gonna edit the day 3 tomorrow. Hopefully, have it up. I think I'm just taking tonight off. It's already 12. I'm gonna probably go to Dadeland Station and charge the car up. Today was scary on the group chat. I was about to go to the airport and maybe see if I could do like 5 or 6 airport runs and just to make $100 today. But everybody was telling me how slow it was, and then I took this damn Mucinex and I said, fuck it, let's just live stream and call it a day. Write stuff on your phone, then make segments. Last Q&A to finish it. Yeah, there's a delay. Well, you know what? We could solve this. If, okay, I got 1,200 something subscribers. If everybody follows me on TikTok, I could live stream on TikTok. I can't live stream in real time on TikTok until I get 1,000 subs there. So, I mean, that would be the place to do it, and that is a lot more streamlined than YouTube. I don't know. All right, guys, this video's getting on a little long, a little boring. So I'm going to let it go and let it upload into the highway that is my life. This one right here, Interstate 40. I'll see you guys on the next vlog. The next vlog should be coming out maybe tomorrow afternoon. Day 3. If you haven't seen day 1 and day 2, check them out. Day 3, I'm so sick, bro. I had snot coming down all over my face, and it was all right. We did all right, but definitely slower than usual. Slower than last year's F1, and it's gonna get scary slow, but I'll be here. All right, I'm ending the stream.